Hi guys, it's me again, SLJ lumasag, ESTREELJAY, and welcome back to my YouTube channel. Alright, so for this video, I know you have already an idea of what should I do for this video. Kung bago ka pa lang, please don't forget to like, share, and subscribe to my channel. For today's video, please allow me to share the knowledge of what I have gained from the lessons that the teacher given for me or for my classmates as well. Okay, this topic or this lesson, it is all about the materials development. And I know guys that you have already an idea about materials from the word materials. And later on, I will share the knowledge of what I have gained from that. Alright, so I know you have already idea about materials. There are some meanings of materials, like materials in the classroom, materials in the kitchen, yes, materials in any field, because materials, it is very important to make your work or to make your activity successful. So here we go. So disclaimer, I am not good or as smart as students, but then please allow me to share my own knowledge about this one. And I know we have our own perspective and we have our own knowledge that we can gain from this. Please allow me to share. Okay, here we go. Materials is one of the tools that the teachers use that to facilitate the class, or as well as to give some information in the class. And based on my experience when I was in grade 1, a teacher, she used a video as a materials, like learning the alphabet. So in that way, it is very interesting and it gives some motivation to learn, and it gives some factors that you are interested to learn because it is fun and it is easy for you to comprehend those alphabets, and that is very effective when my teacher used that materials. However, not just video materials that she used, just like books and etc. So later on, we will discussing about some materials that the teachers possibly use in discussing or giving some facts or information towards in his or her students. But I guess we have already an experience about the materials, or we have already an idea about this one. Here we go. So based on my understanding and based on my knowledge of what I have gained from that lesson, is that materials for me is just like a scaffolding, because it is just a guide and a foundation to make the learning of the students easier. Because having materials, that is one of the factors that the learners can learn easier, and it is very recommendable. Or when we spread or when we give some sources of information and materials, it is very necessary, and it gives some vital rules in the class, as well as the learning of the students, not just the students but between the teachers and the students. Because having materials, that is a big factor that the students can learn, not just to learn but also to explore themselves through that materials. So there are some of materials that very applicable when it comes into teaching and also as in learning. So we have the books. Books is one or primary materials that the teachers or that the school usually use, because books, there are some information, facts, and as well as activities that the students need to comprehend, need to learn. And books, it is very recommendable materials to be used in teaching. And we have also emails and YouTube and more. So there are some materials that we can use in teaching to make your discussion, to make your lessons, as well as your stimulating of ideas, stimulating of your messages or information into better. Because having materials is one of the way to make your presentations successful, because that is very necessary in the classroom. Moreover, we can consider materials as an instructional because it gives some information to inform the learners or the students about the language, the lessons, the informations, the facts, the sources, as well as to stimulate the language use. So that is the power of the materials that can give the impact of the learning of the students, because the materials are necessary and it has a vital roles in the classroom. Alright, second that I can share about my knowledge that I gained from this lesson is the number two, the material development. When we talk about material development, this is the sources that the teachers or the researchers provide some informations the learners, specifically the language input, because that is one of the goal of the materials development, because having material development, giving some informations, that is the possibly that the students can improve also their learnings, because if the materials there has a development, it will develop also the learnings of the students, because material development, it is giving some of information or sources towards the students, as well as material development, it will serve as the creation of the teaching, on how the teachers teach the students, on how the teacher creates his teaching strategies or methods towards from his or her students. On the other hand, material development plays such a central role in EFL. Why? Because they effectively mediate between the course content, the teachers, as well as the students. So those are the knowledge that I gained from this lesson. I hope that you learned something about those informations or knowledge that I have gained. Bye! See you next week.
Clap.